What is going on, guys? My name is Kenji, welcome back to the channel. Hope it's not the first time you're watching one of my videos, but just in case it is, I'm a final year medical student studying King's College London. And guys, we made it to final year, we're finally here, and we're starting off final year on my general practice rotation. It's super exciting because I actually get to see my own patients now, and I'm so excited to take you guys along with me, show you guys what it's like in general practice, and the cases that I see today as well. So do me a favor, sit back, relax, and enjoy the vlog, and I'll see you guys on the next shot. Alright guys, we are back again with a voiceover because I know you guys really enjoy them. I normally like to get to GP around 10 minutes early, which gives me enough time to get ready before the first patient arrives. During this time, I always start by rolling up my sleeves for infection control reasons, as well as getting all the equipment together that I'll need for the day. This includes my stethoscope, pulse oximeter, thermometer, and blood pressure monitor. Before each patient arrives, I always spend a few minutes looking into their medical history, including what medications they might be on, what diseases they might have, and any recent consultations they had with the doctors. The receptionists normally leave a small note about the complaints that the patient is coming in with, so I always like to look ahead to see what patients I'll be seeing today, which is always so exciting. This gives me a good insight into the health of the patient, so by the time they arrive, combining this information with what the receptionist has already told me gives me a good head start in making a diagnosis. Right, so all ready and about to call my first patient in of the day. Really excited, let's hope it goes well, and I'll see you guys in the next shot. 30 minutes is all I have to see my patients, which includes taking a full history, performing a thorough examination, and also any bedside investigations such as urine dipsticks and taking blood. In this time, I also have to come up with a good management plan for the patient and present the entire case to my GP supervisor before delivering this information back to the patient with any further comments from the GP. Although 30 minutes does sound like a lot of time compared to the 10 minutes that the GPs have, I often find myself having to rush to fit in all my 5 or 6 patients and of course washing my hands between every single patient. Guys, to be completely honest with you, this level of responsibility of seeing my own patients and being really involved in their management plan is something I've never had before during my first 4 years of medical school, and I guess that's a jump between the 4th and final year. Although it can be daunting at times, I can't describe to you how great it finally feels to be able to do this, and I can't wait to be doing it as a doctor for real one day. Alright guys, so I've seen 3 patients this morning so far, and I actually had a 15-minute break. No patient actually booked a slot right now, so I have about a 15-20 minute break to just relax, have my coffee, and also use it as an opportunity to kind of reflect on all the cases I had this morning, and also look ahead to see what other cases I have coming up for the rest of the day. Just read up on these patients so that when they come into the GP, I actually know what to expect and I know where to take from there, and actually saves a bit of time. I'm also going to use this 15-minute break to document everything I've done so far, write in the patient notes, the next doctor to read, and I hope you guys are enjoying the vlog so far. Alright guys, so now it's around midday and the morning clinic is all done. I've seen all my patients. I saw around 5 patients this morning, really good cases. I learned a lot, but before I can go home, I need to spend a few minutes basically documenting everything I saw. So going onto the kind of patient records and updating the patient records, making sure I write everything I saw, all the histories I got from patients, all the examinations I did, just making sure that the next doctors again are aware of everything I did. So I'm going to do that in around 20 minutes, and hopefully by around 1 p.m. I'll be home for lunch and can do something else. So I'll see you guys shortly. Alright guys, so I am finally back home now. It's around 1 o'clock, which is perfect timing because I'm super hungry. I'm absolutely starving. I actually meal prepped Japanese curry a couple of days ago. So I've got some Japanese curry nice and ready for me now. All I need to do is make the rice on my rice cooker. I actually have a full video on how I actually meal prep, so go check that out if you guys want to check it out. But yeah, I'm super hungry, so what I'm going to do is make the rice, have lunch, get changed out of these clothes, and probably get back to work. Maybe do some editing for you guys. All this video needs to be edited, and maybe do a bit more work later on as well. So I'll catch you guys up in about 25-30 minutes. See you in the next one. Also, a little tip for you guys, if you find yourself eating rice like very often, like me, I literally have rice like 5 times a week. If you find yourself eating rice as much as I do, I highly recommend you guys get a rice cooker. It's super cheap, super simple. All you have to do is pour the rice in, put some water in, and it makes the rice for you in like 15 minutes. So saves you so much time. Definitely recommend having a rice cooker. Yo guys, so I've been doing a bit of work the last few hours, doing a bit of YouTube work, a few admin stuff as well, and I thought now would be a good time to catch you guys up on what I've seen in the GP so far over the last couple of weeks. I'll give you guys a bit of a flavour of, what we tend to get in general practice. So I saw a huge range of things. I've seen kids with respiratory tract infections, tiny little babies. I've seen patients with suspected molds on their back that could be cancerous. I've seen a child with something called a Baker's cyst, which is basically a fluid-filled cyst on the back of their knee. I've seen elderly patients with dementia and also osteoarthritis. I've seen psoriatic arthritis. I've seen loads of arthritis on loads of patients. I also saw a patient who was at the end of their life, a very elderly patient who wanted us to come to their home and have a chat about kind of end of life care as they approach the end of their life. I've seen infected sebaceous cysts, which is basically cysts on the body which can become infected. I've seen cellulitis on patients as well, so infected skin on infected legs. I'll put loads of like really gross pictures up on the screen to give you guys an idea of the flavor of things I've seen. But one thing I really love about general practice is that it's so varied compared to other specialties where when I was in A&E, all I saw was accidents and trauma. When I was in pediatrics, all I saw was children. When I was in cardiology, all I saw was patients with heart conditions. What I absolutely love about general practice is that every single second, every single patient is completely different. 1 second I'm seeing a patient who's at the end of their life and wants to discuss, end of life care. The next patient might be a tiny, 10-week-old baby who I need to examine, and that's completely different in itself. I've seen patients with dementia who come in with their, their sons and daughters to talk about their dementia and talk about the condition because they're so old and they can't even, express what's going on in their life. I've seen teenagers wanting to discuss contraception. Literally every second of the day is completely varied, and I never know what's coming. So when I look on the screen and I open up my computer and I see what patient's coming next, it's always such a buzz. It's always so exciting to just pull up their name and see what they're coming in from. And actually sometimes what's really interesting is that the receptionist will put the reason why a patient wants to be seen, and the patient will actually come in and their complaints will be completely different to what was actually written on the system by the receptionist. So it can be really surprising at times. Sometimes you expect a patient to come in for a chest infection because they've been coughing, and they actually come in with a mental health issue. So it can really throw you off and it always keeps you on your toes. And there's actually a lot of pressure. I actually get half an hour to see my patients, so half an hour, which is quite a lot of time. The GPs only get 10 minutes to see their patients, and even having half an hour is still not very much time. And in that half an hour, I have to take a full history from the patient. I have to examine them. I have to then present the case to my supervisor, who's one of the general practitioners. And then I need to decide on a management plan and then finally communicate that back to the patient. And doing all of that in half an hour is actually really difficult. And sometimes the patient often waits 10-15 minutes just to see me because the last patient may have taken so long. Sometimes they come in with 4 or 5 issues and you have to look at each issue separately, individually, and obviously, communicate that back to the patient, which can be extremely difficult. So by the time I get home around 2 o'clock, I am absolutely knackered, absolutely shattered from doing all of this. So I'm actually really enjoying my general practice rotation so far. It is quite challenging. It is challenging all the skills I've learned in medical school. And one key thing is that I'm seeing new things every single day. So by this stage, because I'm in final year, I've kind of gone through all of the theory in medicine. So I've technically seen everything that I'm seeing in person in a book. And now when I'm actually using these skills to diagnose patients, it feels so good, and I can't describe to you how amazing it feels to actually look back and be like, oh my god, all those hours I spent in the library, you know, looking up these random diseases, and I finally see it in a patient and make a diagnosis, and, you know, and make that patient happy and make that patient reassured from what I'm telling them, from my diagnosis I've made, makes all the hours I've spent in the library so worth it and so amazing. And it's just a nice feeling to be able to finally come to a stage of being able to diagnose patients in the clinic, in the GP. So I'm really enjoying it in summary. But yeah, it's around 5 p.m. now. What I'm going to do is actually head to the gym, get a nice workout in. I've been looking forward to this workout all day long now, and then come back and probably just chill, maybe play some Call of Duty on my Xbox, maybe just hang out with my friends. We'll see how the rest of the evening goes. But I wanted to catch you guys up really quickly on the things that I see day to day in the GP. It's been really enjoyable, and let's finish off the day nice and strong. So the rest of the evening involves getting a cheeky workout in since summer is just around the corner, having dinner, playing Call of Duty with my friends, and finally getting ready to do this all again tomorrow morning. I want to thank you guys so much for taking the time to join me on a day in my life, and let me know with a comment down below if you'd like to see another one in the near future. Please also make sure you're subscribed with notifications on to never miss another upload. Take care, and I'll see you guys on the next one.